Bandsaw safety, Trevor Scott, take one.
Yep, well the bandsaw is probably the most widely used piece of equipment in the workshop, and what it really is just a big band of blades, like a big rubber band with teeth on. And it's got to be tensioned, and one of the problems are that dust sometimes gets caught in here, so our job as teachers is to maintain the bandsaw, is to get rid of the dust, and that maintains the balance within the machine. So guarding should be top guard, right, and it should be on. There should be a blade cover guard here, and there should be beneath the table guarding here. So the only piece that is exposed to the person who's operating is a little bit of blade here, right, and a little tiny bit of blade right under here. So you've got to be careful that you don't put your hand underneath the table. So those two that's the danger area. And the other silly thing, of course, would be to put your hands around behind guards, because the blades are around the back there. So when you come to a bandsaw, this one is actually very kindly said that always use eye protection. So the set of safety glasses are very important, and use those. Now you may see a teacher like myself using the bandsaw without safety glasses. Might have been hardened lenses, so I've actually got these specially done for safety. So I don't have to keep putting on safety glasses and things like that. I put a pair of safety glasses on. If you wear glasses, your glasses may in fact be just ordinary glasses, so just be aware of that. When you adjust the bandsaw, do it before you start the machine. It just unloosens here. It's just finger tight. It doesn't have to be wrench it round. Then adjust the bottom runners here, the guides, the above table guides, so your piece of timber just slides underneath the guides. Nip it back up again, okay? And it should clearly just go through. So what we're going to do is just to make a cut through here, and then make some small cuts and just show you a little some techniques and all. The other big thing, of course, is the bandsaw has a thing called a push stick. This is for small pieces of wood, because if you push it with that, you may go home with only that much of your finger. So that's the piece we don't want lying on the table. It's the tomato sauce that we don't like. So the push stick's there for a reason. It's for all the wee bits of wood that I can't hold on to. Okay, so the switch, it has a special switch that you can't start until you activate the spring mechanism in the stop part of the switch. Now it's ready to go. So if I start the machine, it'll get a wee bit noisy. Okay, it's now running. So when you're working with a bandsaw, it is then a matter of carefully following the line, going round, and it doesn't take much to follow the line, and you should be able to follow straight down any line you put on. Okay, and if I look at that piece of timber, and you can see the line's been completely cut out because it went down through the centre of the line, so there's no line showing. When you cut a piece of wood off, put it in the wood box, it's over there behind it, throw it away. Now, small curves cause the biggest problem. So the blade may not be able to go around a small curve, so start by putting some what are called release cuts. So a series of wee cuts, and I'll bring this out in a minute. Now these are to free up the blade. And I generally put them in about 5mm apart. So I've got all my release cuts in. Now I can go round that little piece and trim them all out, and I'll make quite a reasonably neat cut. So I just go round now very carefully, and they will just start to drop out. See them just dropping out the side. Okay, now all the wee bits of wood here, either do one of two things. Use the push stick and push them away, or if the wee pieces of wood are there, just use the corner of the board you're using and just push them away. Don't put your hands near the blade at all. Okay, push them well away. When they're well away, then you can pick them up. Don't throw them on the floor, throw them in the wood box. So everything gets in the wood box. The worst thing we can do is to have little bits of wood on the floor. When you're finished with it, switch it off. And if you've been cutting a very big piece of wood, right, and a very thick piece of wood on the bandsaw, you'll more than likely have the blade, and I'll just wait for it to stop, you'll more than likely have the blade quite high, the guarding quite high up. This is a very dangerous thing to do. is to walk away from the bandsaw and leave it sitting like that. And the reason is that people come to it and unwittingly think, oh, well, there's the machine, I'll just use it like that. Now, I can put my whole hand through there and chop my arm off. So the first thing you should do when you've been cutting big blocks of timber is undo it, finish, turn off the machine, bring it down to a standard height for a piece of standard timber that we have in the workshop. And if you're ever in my classes, you'll notice that I do that every time. And the reason now is that if the next person coming to the machine, it's already set roughly for them, so they don't have to make any adjustments and it's safe for them. So there's a wee check when you come to machines. Somebody once said to me that however you find the machine, you put it back the same way. And if everybody came to do that, we'd all be very safe. But if when we take a guard off, we put it back. When we adjust the machine up and down, we put it back. And if we work on that philosophy, you end up with never having accidents with it. Okay? If you've got to adjust the table, then it's never done while the machine's running. So to adjust the table, you need to undo the bolt around the back, tilt the table, and tighten it back up again. Set it to the angle, and then you can use the bandsaw here. And again, when you're finished with it, undo the bolt, bring it back level, tighten it up. Set the gauge back again, so it's ready for the yard. You know, and the other one is, at the end of the time, these came from a rack down the other end of the workshop. Go take those few 10 paces and go and put them back. Don't just leave them sitting here for the next person, because there may not be a next person that day. Okay? Bandsaws there, safety is paramount. Push sticks for wee tiny pieces of wood. Remember, if I'm using a little tiny piece of wood, use the push stick to push it away or cut with it. Don't put your hands anywhere near the blade. Keep them well clear and make release cuts or sharp, small curves or sharp curves. Okay? That's it.
Trevor Scott. Oh, mark that up. Trevor Scott, Workshop Safety. Good, keep safe out there.